Hey guys, hello. So today we're going for a classic. This is probably one of the most important books in figure drawing, and many people and teachers recommend it, and all across the art industry, illustration industry, concept art. Many people recommend you study this book. It's super important, has very valuable information. I'm just gonna comment on some things. I think this book could be a problem, but still you can find ways to solve those issues. I was taught by one of my teachers, Brian Knox, at Watts Atelier, how to properly study this book. So I'm gonna show you that. I'm not gonna do a demo, but I'm gonna tell you what you can do around it. Okay, so this is the dust jacket that comes with the book in the Titan Books edition. Figure Drawing for All It's Worth, Andrew Loomis. So why I have this dust jacket here is because I don't use the book with the dust jacket. Remember, some books are to be used. The more you use the book, the more you're gonna get out of it. So since I carry this book a lot around, I don't want to use the dust jacket, okay? Because it's gonna get destroyed. So here's the book. As you can see, it's a little bit already starting to get funky because I use it quite a lot, and that's why some corners are a little bit used, and it has stains and stuff. But you know, that's the idea with art books. Art books are not only there for you to have them lying around, and the idea is that you're gonna use them. So it's okay if they get damaged, they get paint on, a little bit of charcoal on. You know, that's normal, and that's supposed to happen because it's an instructional book. Okay, so let's start. Sorry, I have the arm here. So the book is pretty interesting. It covers a lot of topics, mostly regarding figure drawing. It's covers a little bit of anatomy, but mostly it's about the basis. Okay. This opening chat of Andrew Loomis is really interesting to read. He has very important advice here that you can read about, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. Talks about the approaches you might have about figure drawing and stuff. But I think the most important things of these books, especially the Titan editions, because they are very high quality and they are totally worth the price, is these drawings by Andrew Loomis. These drawings are totally like a treasure, and you can study and learn so much from these drawings, especially his mark making, how he does things is really impressive, and there's a lot to learn from Loomis. Look at those marks, like you can really see the pencil strokes in these drawings, and this is going to be extremely useful for you when you're studying. Okay, so you know, there's some more information. I recommend you read all these parts up to page 25. Then this part is just the average class. They teach you like the proportions. You know, you really need to know this. It's very important. This part might as well be depending on you. You don't need to do all of this. Just know it. I mean, if you want to be an artist that does figures with this proportion, you know, study this proportion, or if you like this proportion, you study that one. You know, it depends on you. Okay, and all this information is really valuable too. This one is a little bit weird, and I wouldn't recommend studying it. It's just too complex, and figure can be much more simplified. This part, nevertheless, is very important, especially the one that relates to perspective. People say, oh, but I don't need to learn perspective. I want to learn figure drawing. Well, you actually do, because you know the figure is in the space. You know, so this page shows you very well how relevant perspective is to the figure. Okay, these are just examples that you can have as reference, but they can help you out when you're creating your own stuff. So this part is really good to study from these figures and to start inventing your own. I recommend you study this page. You see, that's what I told you. You know, these books, I was using a pen and it the ink got spilled, and you know, I got ink all over the book. So But it's part of the process. You're studying the book, so it's okay. You have your tools around. Accidents might happen. So I mean, yeah, it costs, but it's not like I lost the page. I already I still understand what's in this page. It's not like I lost it. It's a little mark that is your book. This part is really important for the construction, and this one, this part is extremely useful. You see again vanishing points, and they show you how in this exact position how the figure will work, and also with the cylinders. A cylinder is super important to understand perspective, as the face of the cylinder you're watching or that you're actually seeing from top or from below really tells what type of, like, where the cylinder is in space. And this one is also very relevant. So if the figure was probably lower here, what would happen? You can study that. More examples can help you out. Maybe these figures that are around can really be very helpful. These two pages are super important. Page 50 and 51. They help me out so much, especially with the outline passes here. Like, it really helps you out to draw better figures while you get the anatomy. Once you learn the anatomy, you will understand better the whys of these passovers, like all this overlapping line, like why this line overlaps this line, why this line overlaps this line. Okay, you're gonna start to understand better that when you learn anatomy. But for a start, it's very helpful to make better figures. Okay, so that's the most relevant parts at the beginning. Then as you go, you might want to skip these parts. I mean, they can be helpful. And for anatomy, I would recommend other books that I will review later. This one has like some information, but especially like I would study from other books. I'll show you later the part of anatomy. But the one that is extremely valuable are these parts, the second part of the book, which has tons of Loomis drawings around, and you can learn so much on how Loomis interprets figures with his mark making. It's just so ridiculous how good Loomis was. So look at that. It's just so beautiful. He was look. He can do so much with very few strokes. So it's a very good place to learn that. Okay. So yeah, that's what I would recommend from this book. You study those. It covers a lot of information. And every chapter has like a specific to say like specific aspect of the figure to cover. So it might be helpful. I recommend this book more for visual artists, not for animators. And probably it can be also useful for concept artists, but mostly I would recommend it for illustrators and visual artists. Well, I mean, concept art can also benefit from this. If you want to concept figures really fast and lay in some anatomy in a short time, this can also prove very useful. And yeah, I mean, the valuable part of these books are all these drawings. Super helpful. And it goes around and he keeps just showing figures and how he draws figures with different mediums, which you can use to learn. All the written parts of those, it's kind of a little bit outdated because this book is very old. So he talks about things that probably might not be as common in the modern industry. So probably skip those writings. Other than the writings at the beginning are very important, but these ones, I mean, they're useful. But I read them, but I think they are a little bit not related to the current industry. And regarding the head, Loomis sets it up like a specific way of drawing. But in my opinion, there are other better ways to learn how to draw a head. Still, on this page, I would recommend studying these three drawings. Very important. Not the how to draw the head, because I think the Riley method is way better to understand the structure of the head and the rhythms. But I would recommend these three just because Loomis is very good at simplifying, so it can help you understand how to draw the head better. And also these 6 ones are super good, especially that one. And all of these is also important. It's also good on this book, like the musculature of the head. It's right on point. These ones too, and the heads. The heads here are super good to draw. You can learn a lot from these heads. The hands, there's another book of Loomis about heads and hands. So, you know, they're not bad. You can study them. And so on. It goes like that. And, you know, all these drawings are just gold. Draw from them. That's it. That's a closing chat. That's a good one. And that's it. This book is very valuable. I recommend you get it. Here it is. And well, that's it. Thank you guys. Hope you like it. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below in the comment section.